chance and talk about things that, and I'm probably not going to go anywhere with this. It's just a thought on my mind about the whole thing about being, originality. And it is that, in a funny way, I think about it, and I get to thinking that if I had thought about being original when it came to painting, like when I paint these things, I don't think I ever would have did it. I don't think I ever would have even started this if I felt like I had to be original. Or if I had to be, into the thing of originality. I don't think that I never would, because it would have been too overwhelming. The concept and the idea of being original is just too overwhelming to me. And I'm going to be honest about that. That's just honesty. Because I don't know how to be original. I really don't. I mean, I'm not claiming that I'm, just a copy of everything or that I'm being phony, but I don't know how to, I don't even know what that, I mean, I hear the word, I know what it is in the dictionary sense. I can quote the dictionary all day about original. But I don't think anything is original because in a way we actually learn everything from everything around us. But in some ways, there is originality. And I think it more or less emerges. I think if you think about it, if you focus on trying to be original, it becomes a strain. You struggle and you stumble. And it becomes an obstacle to try to be original. It's like if I'm a musician, I want to stand out from the other musicians. Or if I'm an artist, I want to stand out from the other artists. Well, when I started painting, when I started doing this little thing, this is nothing. Okay, the things I do are nothing. It's just something I do as a hobby. But it's just, that's exactly what it was. It was something I did for my own personal enjoyment. I do it because I enjoy it. Now, if I do it for my own enjoyment, that's a different thing. And it emerges as an original thing. And my works become original. They become unique. People can identify my stuff from other people's things. But that's something that just is more or less a byproduct. It's kind of and I'm going to use this word, it's something of an accident. It kind of is an accidental occurrence. It's not something I'm trying to do. I think originality is one of those things that works like that. If you are original, it's not because you tried to be original. It's because you just did what you enjoyed doing. You did something because it was for your own pleasure. If you wrote poetry, you wrote it because you enjoyed it. You did it because you loved it. And you did it for your own satisfaction. And it became what it was. It just grew on its own. It had a life of its own. And it became what it was. It wasn't something you were trying to do. We can talk about originality. We can talk about things, abstract things like success, for example. But those things come down to even interpretations. Being original, in a sense, can't really just be something that's not like what somebody else do. I mean, maybe somebody on the other side of the globe is doing something similar to this. Somebody may look at it and say, wow, that art looks just like the way Philip does it, But I don't know that, and I'm not thinking about it. I just can't consciously do it. I think there's some things in this world we think about, we see it, we recognize it, we say, this is original, this is authentic, this person is successful. We say those things. We kind of know what that is in the same way that we know what a color is. We know what the color yellow is, for example, or we know what the color green is. We know, but, you could never really put a word on that, a description of it to somebody who doesn't experience it. We know what success is. We know what originality is. But you can't, there's some things that you can understand, you recognize it when you see it, but you can't focus on it and do it. You can't produce it. You cannot produce it in a sense. It really has, but in a way you do produce it. You produce it as a byproduct. It's something that is a byproduct. And that's the word that keeps coming up in my head over and over again. Byproduct. Something that's a spin-off from everything else you do. It's just there. You're not even, all of a sudden somebody tells you, wow, your stuff is really original and it's authentic and you kind of become, and it's like when people tell me that, it's like, I'm thinking, I didn't even think about it that way. It's just, I was doing it for my own pleasure. And that's like this thing that just happened. It's hard to, some things like that are very difficult to explain. And I'm not very good at this. And I'm not good at talking about stuff. That's why I don't really like being in communities, because I'm not very smart. I don't know a lot of stuff. I don't know how to explain a lot of things. But I just know how things work for me. I know how it works for me. If I'm doing something, I have to just do it. And then this other stuff happens and people tell me about it, and that's it. And that's how things are. That's all I have to say. I got to go because I got to get ready to go to work, and I got to take Missy out for a walk. So now I'll talk to you all later.